Hi guys, Coca Pen here. I wanted to show you a new pen. I want to unbox it and tell you about it, swatch some inks, and figure out what ink to use. So this is the Leonardo Supernova in Jonathan Brooks's Primary Manipulation number 5. I got it from Endless Pens, and it came in the usual box with the instructions booklet, pen sleeve, and a little charm. I keep telling you that sometimes I plan on using it for a journal, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. I make journals sometimes, and also on journals that I already have. Like this one I bought from AliExpress and put these little Sumiko Garashi charms on it from keychains, and this Sumiko Garashi thing. But you can also just throw it right on here and have yourself a little charm. So let's take a look at this pen. It is gorgeous. Has so many different colors going on, sparkles, silver dust, gold dust. It's got some blue, violet, magenta, orange, red, green, everything you could ask for. Some areas are opaque and some areas are slightly translucent with the colored resin that peeks out periodically. It is a steel nib in a stub 1.1. This will be my first Leonardo in a stub. It's got an ink window and a piston fill. I have not yet inked it up, even though I've had it for about a month and a half. I saw it at the San Francisco Pen Show after having seen it online, and they only had silver trim, so I wanted yellow gold trim, so I ordered it from Endless Pens with discounts of approximately $100. I think I'm silver status, where if you buy two orders above a certain amount, you can get 10% off future orders. And so I did that. Plus, it was a double drop day, and this was on special. Shipping was free. So, with so many colors, I was really at a loss as to what to match it with in terms of ink. And I decided upon sort of an orangish, reddish, brownish color, as I have a lot of pens currently inked up with teals and blues, as well as greens. A few with purple, none with magenta, but I figured I would go with one of the yellows or oranges, and was at a loss in terms of which one to actually pick. So I figured that I would swatch them and see which one matched the best. I was looking at inks last night, and my eyes were sort of playing tricks on me, and I must have picked about 20 and then narrowed it down to about 8. So let's swatch and ink this up. First, I've got Birmingham Pen Company Firebox, which I haven't used yet. I've been wanting to use this Firebox for a while. It's in sort of orangish red with some brown tones. And looks like it would go real well with this pen. So that could be a good match. Next, I have Cult Pens exclusive. They have a deep dark series, and this is deep dark orange. I bought this during the summer when they had their summer sale, and a lot of their stuff was 20% off. Plus, you get 5 inks for the price of 4. So this was probably around $3.50 or something. And this was before tariffs. So this looks a bit darker, more red. That could work. Next is another Diamine ink purchase from Cult Pens. This is Ancient Copper, which is a lovely color, but just very consistent writer. Very consistent ink, that is. Pretty. Okay, next we have a Birmingham Pen Company mix that I made off the website. There was a recipe for molten magma. And this is Rhodia paper. I'm using this paintbrush and also a Kakamori nib and plastic nib holder. So I have not used this mix yet. That looks pretty. That might be a contender. I really like that. The next 3 are also Birmingham Pen Company mixes. Here we have my attempt at an ink called Streetcar. It didn't quite turn out like the color that's advertised on the website. That would be interesting. The next two are fairly similar in color. Birmingham Pen Company used to put the recipes on most of their inks, but they had stopped doing that. And my hypothesis was that they stopped so that people would stop trying to mix inks to get new colors and would buy them instead. I did notice they started posting recipes again when when they started selling ink after ink that was a shimmer. And they have a new gold shimmer called, I think, Honeycomb Twinkle Sprinkle. And I bought that. And then all of a sudden, the recipes started showing up. Only the ones that had gold shimmer. Go figure. This one is my attempt at, let's see, Rusted Root. And this one looked pretty close to the ink that was pictured on their website. This ink is not very exciting. I think that would be last so far. This is called Pollen. My attempt at Pollen. This is a bit more interesting. But if I recall, Pollen was not this orange. Okay. Let's see what we got and what we should go for. Okay, so here's the pen capped. Let's say that Rusted Root is out. I do not like that pairing. So that eliminates that one. I think of these two that are similar, Streetcar and Pollen, I like Pollen better than Streetcar, even though Pollen's not fully dried. It looks a little bit more orange, a little bit more lively. Oops. So let's cross out Streetcar. Now, do we want the lighter color or the darker? You know, I really like this Molten Magma. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but it's more vibrant. It's a bit more red. I like it better than Firebox for sure. I think I like it better than Ancient Copper. Deep Dark Orange has interesting shading, which might be pretty cool in a stub. And Pollen, I think I'm going to eliminate because I'd rather go with one of the darker colors. And sorry about my dogs play fighting in the background. So, hey, I'm thinking either Molten Magma or Deep Dark Orange. let's go with deep dark orange. Let me just see here. It just, the shading on it is so interesting. I haven't used either. Let's go with deep dark orange. Okay. All right, let's let that settle. And in the meantime, I'll show you some things about this pen. So compared to the rest of my inked up Leonardos, this Supernova is pretty big. This is the one-off. This is a prototype. That's the MZG. It looks slightly smaller than this prototype. The other MZG, it's roughly the same size. And the MZG 2.0, oops, this is the 2.0. This one, these two are the 2.0s. They look roughly the same size. This is the Mosaico, and it looks bigger. So let me show you some of the differences with this model compared to the others that I have. So as you can see, it's got the center band, like the Mosaico does here, but it's a different pattern. The center band, this one has, it's slightly wider, and the design is slightly bigger and looser. This one says Italy right here, and this Mosaico does not. It's got two cap rings like this one does surrounding the band, but here you can see capped, it has a ring on the body, whereas this does not have a ring there, but it does when you open it. It's got a ring on either side of the ink window. So this has an ink window. The Mosaico, I'm sorry, the Momento Grande 2.0s both have ink windows, and that looks like this ink window is further up from the where the cap meets the body. So these two guys, I think the ring shows when you cap it, whereas this ring does not show. They all have the same roller clip here, and the Supernova in this resin came in 4 finishes. This is the yellow gold finish. There also was a rose gold finish, a silver finish, and ruthenium is the darkest finish. I got the steel nib in a 1.1 stub. It also comes in a size 8 gold, 14 karat gold, and a size 6 14 karat gold. This one with the discounts ended up being about $266 US, and I think the MSRP was $425, but a lot of sites were selling it for $365 or something a few months after it was released. It posts well, but most of the Leonardos seem a little long posted, so oftentimes I do not post with them. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to show you is that these are numbered. Each trim has 225 copies, and this is, if you look at the bottom, this is the only one that I have thus far that is flat on the bottom with a metal finish, metal detail. These are all resin and conical in shape. So this one has the engraving 091 out of 225. It's also got an engraving here that says Leonardo, Italy. So primary manipulation, number 5, refers to Jonathan Brooks resins that have multiple colors, often with mica powders and sparkles. This is his 5th iteration of the manipulations. I like it. Now I wish I had gotten a 1.5 stub instead of a 1.1. I'll write with it and let you guys know in my next video how I like it. In terms of the pen that I wrote with last week, this is the Pilot Custom 74 that just came out in Lavender Fog. I inked up with Birmingham Pen Company Lampshade, which I love this ink. Doesn't show up that well on this fine of a nib. I've been posting with this. The problem that I've been having with the pen this week is hard starts. As you can see, on smoother paper like this Rhodia, it hard starts and skips a lot. So I'll have to try and fiddle with the nib and the ink, see if I can get it working a little better. Maybe get the tines further apart slightly. Otherwise, I love the bounce in this nib. I wonder if this nib would do better with a lighter touch. As I've alluded to before, I do hold my pens with a death grip and press pretty hard. Since it's a softer nib, I wonder whether it would do better with a lighter touch. Anyways, I'll sort of mess with it, try writing a little bit differently, maybe try a different ink, and let you guys know if the hard starts or skips have improved any. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and tune in. The next pen I'm going to highlight is pretty cool. I think you guys will like it. So happy pen day to all of you guys, and happy journaling. Goodbye.